Welcome back to Game Wolf Plays, the Game Explorer and Storage Aficionado, Master Gamer, and Gamer Extraordinaire, blah blah blah. I don't know, it's hard to find me, the generic answer of all things. But maybe I am. And maybe how loud that is doesn't matter either. I completely had forgotten. Okay, well, apologies, but we have to go through the intermission, which I had neglected. What's going on with my speech? Yeah, so sometimes in these Doom videos, I forget we have an intermission, so it's either going to be at the end of the level associated with it, or the beginning of the next level associated with it. It doesn't really matter, especially since these are not really changed at all, save for the background. That does change. I don't even think they account for the change in the background of these. It's just that one texture is being replaced by another for whatever reason have you, and that's the end of that. And just you know, sometimes things aren't always going to be what you think it's going to be about. That and the last video was rather long. I did not want to extend the time of it any longer than it has to be. So it's not exactly about forgetting, it's about convenience! Yes, my home city's in space. I am from space, the space man with the space plan. Oh, gods. Oh, this is some interesting music. Welcome to Hydroponics. The game's gonna get even more interesting from here. You thought the restaurant was good. Have a bit of a preview of Barrels Full of Fun. How about a barrel full of fuck you? Yep. Not even 2 minutes and I get to curse. Because I'm worth it. There must be a better way of dealing with that. Running faster. Yeah, good enough. Hello, Caker Demon out in the distance. What can I do for you? Lots of things I get to figure out today, such as, did you know boxes can move? What? No way. Can the Berserk redness go away? I want to be able to see again. Thank you. Oh god, the bitrate must be horrible when you look at the ceiling. You know, you look at repeating textures like that, it looks like there's a curve in them. Yeah, that's an optical illusion, babe, but not the kind where it's showing it differently. But look at it. It looks like it has curves in there. Or like waveforms. But it is not true. It probably look like that way in a lot of rendering, but, you know. If you have higher res when you're playing a source port, it might not look like this. It could look like this. Yay! I found a gap. Let's see your rockets fit through there, asshole. Maybe sometimes they will. How much is that imp in the window? Camel sound. Even though the camel sound. Don't you ever get enough of the camel sound they use for the imps? No. No, I do not. Don't you ever wonder how I can see really small sprites on a 320 by 200 resolution, which is actually upscaled to 640 by 480 as I'm recording it, because, of course, I wouldn't be able to make my resolution on my computer even that small. I mean, I could try doing that, but I would not want to see the results of that. And besides, it would actually be 320 by 240, thank you very much. Yeah, older computers had the rectangular pixels, so, you know, have to make up for it by making it 4x3. 4x3. It's really weird when people play a 4x3 game and then stretch it to widescreen. Especially when such widescreens are already available in source ports to correct that very fucking stretching problem. But no. No. Actually, you know what really grinds my gears? I see widescreen mods for Super Nintendo games. I'm sorry, mate. That only works for a first-person shooter game. For a side-scroll, that's like taking away from the whole point. I can see that being a... Didn't they do that with Sonic Origins /Plus? Where they make the Sonic levels look longer? Like, in Sonic Mania, I at least know the levels were designed for it that way. But they do it for, like, original Sonic. I'm like, well, that's cool. I think there's a reason why we didn't display the front and the back of our Sonic games, or our 2D side-scrollers. It just isn't done. You want the world's best side-scroller? How about, like, a really long screen with barely any height? Because that's what you're doing. You're making it so I'm just getting it from left to right without any scrolling at that point. But I want it to scroll. I want it to scroll really badly. Put my energy cell pack in my pocket. Polly had a pocket, and then he had a Mighty Max. So we named these two hamsters Max and Polly, and it's hilarious. Yep, we named our hamsters Max and Polly. Because we're funny like that. And hamsters live short lives, so it wasn't really something anyone had to worry about, but yeah. I think that's the only reason I don't get hamsters now. Besides them, well, being a little messy, but that's not even, no. No, it's just they don't live a very long time, and I almost don't want to go through the heartbreak every single time. I have it bad enough when other larger animals die. I don't want to see a smaller animal die, like, like practically once a year. 3 years if you're lucky. Yeah. I don't know how they handle it. I really don't know. At least the bunnies we have are going to last a while, so we've stuck the bunnies instead. They're certainly my favorite rodent right now. I imagine they're a lot of your favorites. What kind of bunnies? We have an angora and a dwarf. Which is funny, because I know we weren't keeping an eye on them, and they managed to breed like twice, so we had to give away the babies. Even though they were adorable. You know what they look like when they're first born? They look like the size of a peanut. It's incredible how small they are. And then like a couple weeks later, suddenly your cage is full of rabbits, and you're like, oh shit, we got to do something. This happened twice! Twice! But no, it was interesting seeing the dwarf combined with the larger one, where it's just like, you get this big, beautiful bunny, and then you have this, like, really tiny one that's fuzzy as all hell, and you're like, ha ha ha! Yeah. I hope those bunnies have good homes, because they're kind of nice. They're also a contrast in personality. Like, the one parent's just, like, chill, and likes people, or it's not like he likes people, I think he tolerates us. I think he's just kind of content. The other one's very not content, and is the angriest living rabbit I've ever seen. So it's quite a, I'm convinced the rabbit is tsundere, so. I know why, because it knows what a better life looks like. There's really not much I can do about it, because, I don't know. You could let a bunny wander around, if it's at least large enough not to be screwed around with by cats. If your bunny's large enough, you don't have to worry about that. But, kinda didn't want it, like, I mean, they're organized about defecation, but, I don't know. Personally, I think we just have a lot of animals. There's not much I can do about that right now, other than being like, well, you know, look after them until the end of days, and hopefully not have to worry about it again. Not to mention the cats. I start showing you pictures of cats, you'll be wondering how the hell are they living, and I'm like, I don't know. I regret a lot of things. Regrets, I've had a few. Nah. This level is the first instance of a little spider baby that shoots through the wall as kind of an illusion of a possible security system. I think it's the illusion of another ship firing on this one is what they were going with. But you can shoot through the quote-unquote space wall to get rid of them. Maybe a BFG if you can't really hit it for squat, but no, just like fire rockets at it or something. Rockets is my best bet. Rockets all the way. Rocket riots, rocket riots. Oh no, the quality of the walls is deteriorating. I can see the cracks between reality. What else can I talk about? Oh, something funny about my NVIDIA driver. Well, I say it's funny, but I don't like it. Because I've chosen to change the resolution every time to play my DOS games, you know, mostly because I insist on the 4:3 recording, or it just won't do. And plus, I need it to be big enough, you know. So I basically make a small full-screen resolution with some tinkering, because I can't actually do it in default settings because GUIs are limited. Everyone knows this. So yeah, I do that in the command line, blah blah blah. But whenever I do that and then put it back, somehow NVIDIA remembers all settings except the most important one, which has to do with the composition pipeline. What does that mean exactly? I can't explain that fully in short enough time. But I can tell you I was using it to get rid of my screen tearing. And I tell you, I notice when the screen tears. My eyes are very fast. I will know when your graphics have fucked up. I can see the frame rates, all of it. Don't think I didn't see that over there, what you did. Anyway, why it does this, I don't know, and I don't really quite have a fix for it right now. Because I do not want to screw up my computer so badly when it fixes as easily as just switch the button on again. Mildly inconvenient. And it's only for when I want to do DOS stuff anyway, so I just have to take that. I have to take that as messing with DOS has been the most and least fun at times. Simply because I feel like sometimes I'm the only person who does this. I'm not, but I feel like I'm the one person who does a lot of this DOS stuff and tries to explain it in fully in my YouTube videos. Well, the games, that is. For other people who are doing, like, other genres, that must be hell. When you don't even know it's playing correctly until later, and you're like, oh. But yeah, games older than the 90s for DOS are kind of... as in they're archaic, and I don't think I enjoy them that much, sorry. Don't try playing Mega Man or Castlevania or Contra for DOS. I don't think you'd enjoy it that much. Did you know you need a yellow key to open a door that obviously has a sign that tells you, or just yellow linings? It's like, hey, it's yellow. Why you open it, stupid? Hydroponics when you want to grow shit on your ship. Basically, a gardener's dream. Cooler examples of hydroponics I've seen in science fiction are the kind where it's just like, I hang the plants from the ceiling. This is great. Cool. Do you put the soil in the ceiling too? I sure do. You know what animals or plants cool is the Venus flytrap. I've actually had one or two of those for a few years, and then I didn't. But you can't tell me that plants aren't alive after seeing that, or it gets magic. Obviously, it was a sight. It's like, aha, it got you. But you know, if you don't actually have flies, I mean, there used to be a big insect problem here, so it was. I felt that the best way of dealing with that was not to just spray chemicals around here, but to get a Venus flytrap, because I thought, well, this is the cool and interesting way to deal with the problem, isn't it? It turned out later that it was just something going on with the drain. As in, the drain had a connection to the outside world and the flies were sneaking in that way. I'm just like, oh. Dealt with. In fact, it's so dealt with, I haven't had a problem until recently, but that's only been because we got to do something about the water softener. That might be affecting how I view this drain problem. On the upside, don't have to worry about tap water. It's well water. As in, there's sulfur in it. Yeah, try taking a shower of hard water. Tell me how that feels. Yeah, it feels like I don't know if I've scrubbed myself off is how it feels. Water is hard. What the freak are you going to do about all of those things that you saw on your computer screen? Whoa. Would you believe I literally forgot, like, the first switch you should have pressed at the start of the level? Maybe because I was trying to run away from fucking death, alright? But yeah, I may have overlooked a little very important detail in order to get back here. Haha. Yeah, piece of cake, demon. Yeah. Oh gosh. Whatever will this guy do? He's gonna grab it and put it inside your shoe. He's Gaming Wolf, and he plays the games that are kinda old. But he's not a stranger to new, and he has to be new by data creation. Not so much new as in, like, I need, like, a fucking workhorse computer. I mean, this computer is a workhorse, but mostly so I can try the latest things, and because I actually implored not so much in the GPU. I mean, my GPU is pretty good. It's not gonna be. It's not like state of the art, but it's good enough for me. So, anything in the 2020s, anything that's just been made in the 2020s that requires the latest stuff probably won't work. But everything before that, yep, and that's pretty much what I did. But no, I stress that the CPU is incredibly important for my needs. I will actually compute, no joke. So, in those times where I need to like brute force something, what am I brute forcing exactly? Nothing. I just mean like running the encoder on the video, which feels like a brute force to it. And let me tell you, right now, that amount of speed has saved my handbrake compression time considerably. What used to take a few days now takes close to an hour on average, even for like a Doom project, which might be more like 2 hours, which is very good considering how long these videos have been. And that alone is worth it, because that means the moment my stuff is done, I can pretty much get straight away to uploading it the next day, which is only limited by YouTube's own checks of, like, I don't know, copyright or just making sure it's safe or whatever checks it's running it has to do with the processing and all that. I know, it's funny how they try to re-encode my stuff. You know what really grinds my gears? Making all your images WebP, even when I know the image itself is not WebP. That's just hiding the problem from me. Let me, I don't care if it's a shitty BMP. Don't just hide it with a WebP, okay? I'll understand if you actually use WebPs on your site, but if your image was not that, and I'm looking for your image, and Google presents it to me as a WebP, I'm gonna be annoyed. Don't do that. No one should have to deal with that. Welcome to the weird blue X of wonder. Things happen in this room. Very cramped things, and I'm forced to just use the plasma rifle on skeletons, because that's way too damn close for my liking. Get the hell out of there. What's this about an X? Oh, nothing. Does it really look like an X, though? How much of an X can you express in 2D, even though I can clearly have angles in Doom, so... What does that part represent in hydroponics, anyways? Is that how we're gonna, like, replicate the food? I need to replicate the food on my spaceship. Oh, hell no! Surprise brain port. They make me want a brain snort. Ha ha. Oh, that was so dry, Gaming Wolf. You might need some moisture for these next round of laughs. That's okay. Actually, somehow, despite me trying to like fake it by being like excitably humorous, dry humor is really good on me. Especially when I don't make myself chuckle, because I'll do that and it ruins it. Just take something funny and say it totally seriously. Or just accidentally be funny. That's good too. Kind of prefer accidentally being funny. Why are my words being messed up in the last few days anyway? I really do think it might be just talking a lot. In fact, I think that's exactly what it is. Or I just need to socialize a little more. Oh, look at the nice sprited plants. They look so edible and junk. Yes, I remember when Kess and the Voyager was working on plants, and it's like, who's working on it now? The Talaxian? Yeah. Uh-oh. Remember that one level? Or wait, yeah, here, okay. This is that level. Also, I want to share with you something the level designers seem to like to do with this iteration of Doom, which is to lock you in a room for 30 seconds. And I was going crazy wondering why the doors wasn't opening, not realizing it was time-based, and it only does it once. It doesn't close again after that. I hadn't seen that happen before. But this is okay. We got a Megasphere. We're doing alright. No blue key today. That's odd. I guess blue keys are optional in this world. Or it really just is kind of reverse heretic, where it always has to be red last and yellow whatever was next to last. And then if the blue is first, then the blue is first. I don't think we considered logic that deeply in our gameplay. I literally have to wait 30 seconds. There's nothing I can do. Hello, door open, please. There we go. So annoying. So annoying. It's like, I'm soft locked. No, the doors just want to trap you in there to see if you can deal with the enemies. But then I deal with the enemies too fast and I have to wait. Now, imagine the horror of doing that on Nightmare mode. It's like, oh shit, it's gonna regenerate. May as well not even try to fight it. But then you realize you have to because you're stuck in a cramped place and there's nowhere to go. There ain't nothing you can do about it. There ain't nothing you can do about it. Simu exit. Oh no, we're gonna get it simulized again. Higgity bliggity bloggity. Yeah, that's what a sim says. It speaks Simlish. Maybe.
Gary Dawson brings you to hydroponics to Icarus, Alien Vanguard. Next time, well, I'll tell you.
I don't want to plan my next times anymore. It takes a while to do these. Just let it come as it goes, okay? Let the surprises lay as they may. Let this weird lounge music comfort you in a very uncomfortable way. It's like ASMR, except you don't want anything to do with it, like the sound of Velcro.